Today we're going to look at tripods. Tripods are a bit like camera bags and camera lenses. There's no one that suits all occasions. Now this one is from K&F Concept, and as you can see here, although it's a small tripod, it's quite capable of taking a digital SLR. That said, because it is very small, I would suggest that this was more for travel and certainly works well with a compact system like mirrorless. When you take this out of its bag, obviously it's folded up like this. This is not the way that I would carry it out in the field. What you do is you just open the legs up like this, loosen, drop the centre column, I sometimes just leave it up that wee bit further for carrying, because it slips into the side of the camera bag there and it clips on, and it's easy for carrying in the field. Just a quick release, take it out and you're halfway ready to set it up. It comes with a ball head on the top here and a quick release plate. For any of you who have used these K&F Concept tripods before, you'll know that they've all got quick release plates, but this one is slightly different, it's slightly smaller. But if you do have the old one, it will fit in with a little persuasion, and I've had it to work okay, but this one comes with its own. If it's one thing about the manufacturers, I just wish they would give you a spare one of these when you buy them. You spend a lot of money in an investment in a tripod, and a second plate would always be handy, because certainly most people I know have either two cameras or they will have a camera that lens that will need a plate on it as well, and it saves switching them back and forward. That said, it has a very robust screw on the bottom and it is relatively easy to change. So you would just pop that back on there. As I say, it's got the ball head here, single release point on the side that allows you to move that back and forward. It's also got a small compass on there, not sure I would need that, but it's also got a bubble spirit level, which is very handy to have at times on there. So the tripod itself, when it's down, you have these release buttons on the side, so you just pull these out, which would then allow you to move it into whatever position. Back down then would lock that leg in position. But if we have a look at it now, standing up, but just before we do that, this is a lightweight tripod. It is very light. But if you're in a windy situation, what I carry is an old tent peg with a piece of string. Sounds maybe a bit bizarre, but I hook the string onto the hook at the bottom there that pulls out and in, and just push the tent peg into the ground. That's if I was on top of a hill and I thought it was just too windy and I didn't want to leave the tripod sitting on it. It just gives it that extra bit of stability. This is a carbon fibre model, very, very strong. As I say again, it's the K&F Concept TC 2335. 4-section, just a turn and the leg comes out, and just a turn to lock it back in place. And these are all the same. So as I say, if we have a look at it now set up, and we'll have a look at with different cameras on it. So there you can see a tripod there in place. I've actually hung my camera bag on the bottom this time, rather than a piece of string with a tent peg on the bottom. But camera bags can blow about in the wind, but obviously if that's what you've got, that's what you would use. It doesn't quite come up, as I say, to your head height. It's about in my chest high. So as you can see, I've now changed it over to a mirrorless camera, and I've actually removed the camera bag from the bottom of the tripod as well. Certainly for travel and hiking into the hills, etc., digital SLR I would probably never take now. It's just too heavy and cumbersome. Whereas if you've got a mirrorless system like this, they're very light, but still when you get to the top of the hill, I still like the tripod. I like to use low ISO as possible. I don't like hand holding at any length of time, so this is ideal and an ideal travel companion. And as I say, it doesn't come up very high, but of course when you go around the back of a mirrorless, you've got these tilted frames, tilted screens on the back where you can see, look down into it, because this, as I say, only comes up to my chest high, which is ideal. If I can just put my hand forward, you'll see that at these points here we've got these locking pins. These pull out if you want to move the legs at all and push back in to lock it in place. You've got the centre column here, just turn that and you could raise it a bit higher. Personally, I don't like extending the centre column, it tends to make tripods unsteady. And you've got again another bubble spirit level on here as well as on the actual head itself. But all in all, this so far has been ideal. As I say, very lightweight, easy to carry around, easy to open up and set up, and can just make all the difference to your shots. especially if you're doing landscapes or maybe in about rivers, waterfalls and things like that, where you're going to be, you know, maybe 2-3 second exposures. You need that stability that you won't hand hold. So there you have it. This is the K&F Concept tripod. As I say, it's the TC 2335 model. Check this one out, you'll find it on Amazon probably. A name well worth looking out for in the future. This is a selection of some of the other items that K&F Concept do. They do numerous things from camera bags. You can see there's two there. There's a shoulder bag and a rucksack bag, and that is the tripod that we just looked at attached to the side of it, the TC 2335 model. But they do many other tripods. They also do camera adapters, they do filters, flashes, etc. All worth checking out for, and good quality.